Hey, what's up, guys? Blake from Top Doll Digital. I wanted to talk about the state of the junk removal industry right now. So, as you know, it's June. We're in what's supposed to be peak season, yet it seems like some of our guys are still a little bit slower than usual. Of course, Memorial Day weekend just passed, and that's typically slower weekend, slower week. Along with that, you've got families taking vacations, kids getting out of school, and a few of those scenarios that tend to slow things down a little bit. But we're struggling a little bit, battling with the economy right now. You know, this was kind of unexpected coming into this year, the fact that gas prices would be where they are. Nobody was anticipating this a year ago, or at least most people weren't in business. So these are now other avenues that we have to navigate, both not only in our own business for you guys with the cost of fuel, but also within your customers. Because, you know, if you're dealing with more of a residential customer base in a lower to middle class area, they're getting hit pretty hard with inflation right now, with fuel, with cost of food, and everything pretty much in between. So now the service that you provide, which is in most cases not a necessity, is now going to be a little bit more challenged by price by these people because they don't have as much money to spend. So it's not really something that should engage panic right now, and I'm going to tell you why, and that's why I want to touch on this. So even though there are challenges that are going to be significant now and in the next few months because of this, there are also some advantages that will occur because of these same scenarios in the economy. So some of the pluses are some of your competitions you have right now. A lot of those people that have been lowballing you for the last year or a couple of months, they're not going to make it. Okay, a lot of people are going to fall off in this industry in the next few months, especially by winter, because they're not going to be able to afford to run this business by not pricing accordingly. So that's one thing. A lot of the competition that you're facing right now, especially the ones that have been cutting a lot of your prices, they are not going to survive this. They're not going to make it. All right. The other thing is the demand will increase. It's just going to be different than the typical demand that you're getting right now. So while residential might be a little bit more of a struggle, you're going to see an increased demand in property cleanouts, tenant evictions, and scenarios like that because of the economy. All right. So some of the things that you should be doing right now are prepping yourself for that and getting in front of the people who can bring you those opportunities. All right. So in your area, you should be building those connections to get yourself in a position to where when these complexes, when these property managers, even these realtors, when they have that need for someone to come in and clear out these homes, that you're going to be the go-to person, your business is going to be the go-to for them. Because this is inevitably going to happen. You can take a look at real estate and tell pretty quickly what's coming next. And this isn't going to take too long. We're probably talking, in my opinion, within the next 6 months to a year. And you're also starting to see the fallout from some of the scenarios with COVID and the fact that you had people not paying rent, scenarios such as that, yet they were able to stay inside. Now most of those people are going to be replaced from their home, their apartment, whatever the case may be. So while things are a little bit rough, you're kind of weathering the storm in some aspects. Not everybody. Some people are still doing really well. It's definitely market dependent, as it is with just about everything. But if your area is kind of getting hit by some of that, just understand that if you're able to weather this storm and also continue to position yourself as the go-to company in your area, that there's going to be a lot of light at the end of that tunnel. So I wanted to really touch on that because I know just from the calls that I'm on, especially in the last few weeks with people who are kind of prospective customers talking about some of the things that we do, most of them are experiencing this. So with them experiencing that, I wanted to really talk about it because that means that a lot of you are probably in the same shoes in your area. And I didn't want you to feel like now is the time to give up on this business model or to have such a fear due to what you're dealing with now that you started to think about going back to your job or whatever the case may be, because there's no better freedom than what you're doing here, building a business of your own. And I realistically think that even in an economy like this industry will survive, maybe even thrive due to some of the scenarios that I just told you about. And those of you who are able to weather that storm, we'll bear the fruits of that labor by doing so. And I hope that's most of you watching the video. So to take advantage, again, guys, start building your connections now if you're not already. If you're not connected with realtors in your area, with your property managers, with apartment complexes, do the things you need to do to get connected to those people, because the opportunity is going to be there and you want to be in front of it. And as far as residential, yes, you're going to have the challenges. One of the things that I don't want you guys to do, that I think some of my guys, I was worried that they might do, and I was telling them not to. Don't start dropping your price and not, pretty much charging what you're worth because of what's happening right now. Because you're only going to lower your margins and you're going to hurt yourself in the long run. Yes, I understand you might be getting a few more no's for your price point than you were before. But you can't afford to drop your prices because you're getting hit just as hard by the inflation as they are. I mean, the cost of fuel for you guys when you're doing your own site estimates or when you're driving out to perform the work, you're paying significantly more now than you were a year ago. So it makes no business sense for you to be dropping your price for any reason. In fact, most of you need to increase your prices, and you need to make it known why with your customers. Bring the value. Let them know what you do, why you stand out in comparison to the competition who's lowballing you, but also touch into the points of things that they understand. They understand the cost and the rise of gas because they're getting hit by it. Make it known your business is incurring these same costs. That's why you need to be able to charge what you charge in order to effectively run your business. So I hope this helps you guys. As always, click the like and subscribe button if this content was useful for you, and hopefully I can continue to bring value your way. See ya.